At the U.S. jobs data today, is it only a huge swing? So let's say the median average is 80,000. Is it only if you get a 35,000 print or 120 print that you can actually read it into Fed policy?
Yeah, well, my colleagues tell me that the average earnings are the real data to look at. So in terms of the bond market, it seems to be more correlated with the movement in earnings.
With wage growth.
Yeah, so the payrolls, I guess, matters, but it could easily be dismissed if it's an outlier because of the hurricane. So it's the wage growth, and don't forget we had 5 consecutive months of falling core CPI before last month. And so any signs that this is troughing and somehow turning up will matter. It won't scare me much. If people want to follow the news flow, that's fine, but ultimately I doubt treasuries can get above 2.5 in the next few months, but our view is still for lower yields. Ultimately, I see any sell-off as a buying opportunity.
All right, and that is because what? Underlying inflation won't really pick up.
Yeah, that chart you've got up there of the median dot, I don't know if you're planning to talk about that later on.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. This was a setup for you.
Was it? Okay, well, the 275 is the key number. A few years ago, that was 4.25. So back in 2012, it was 4.25. If you were to imagine a path along that green line, and so you could use those discount rates and inject them into a 10-year Treasury, that would mean that you'd have a rising rate to discount the coupon. Guess what the fair value of the 10-year Treasury is? It's 2.56. So that's assuming that we actually follow that path. Now, of course, there are scenarios whereby we will stop much earlier than 275, or we could go beyond 275, but there's also a scenario whereby we could be reversing within 5 years. So the valuation of a 10-year Treasury is a sophisticated weighted average of all of those expectations. And to me, it's very difficult to see how we get above 2.5.
Right.
So I'm thinking of any cheapness as a buying opportunity.
Steven.